I'll have to put this on it. Right, welcome everyone. Have we got any apologies? No, but who should be here? Brian and Neil Butterworth, right, okay. Are we accepting those apologies? Yeah. Declaration of interest. Don't think there is any declaration of interest. Minutes of the last meeting. Is there anything on those that's incorrect or anything that's not on the agenda for tonight? Don't think so. Right. Can someone say these are the correct record? Kevin, can you second them? Yeah, okay, thank you. Item 5 is marketing update.
Right, so during the last meeting, we did inform you that Sue, who was doing the marketing and the PR, unfortunately is now no longer able to fulfill that contract, as she's now no longer doing computer work at all. We have been waiting for Pete to inform us who he got to do it, and if he could do it, and if he couldn't, then we were going to have to find someone else to do it. Now he has got someone doing PR and someone doing the Facebook stuff, but then I don't think there's anyone actually doing magazines, radio, that kind of thing. So he was under the impression that we were doing some marketing from here, although he did have the contract. So whether he read it properly, I don't know. So we have been being tagged into things. Unfortunately, we haven't been receiving them. So we've spoken to Ali, who hosts the website, just to find out what's going on with that. Hopefully we can get that sorted so we can start sharing that stuff out. I do believe now the artists have started doing their own stuff, which I've asked if they can tag us in so that we can share it all on whatever platforms that we have at our disposal. We've been in touch, Nathan's been in touch with Sue Madigan at Pendle Leisure, who said that she's happy to share everything with their database. Did you mind to speak to Kevin?
No, I've emailed him and he said get back to me for the Hippodrome.
Right, so we're hoping that the Hippodrome will also be able to do the same. We may need to pay for some adverts for the national press and stuff like that, I think. Obviously we'd contracted that out because we don't have time to do it. So it's just going to be a all hands on deck sort of, yeah. We're getting we were supposed to be getting a poster and a flyer, weren't we, today? Have you received anything?
We are getting a poster and a flyer done. The lady that's doing it, she's on with it. I literally spoke to her about 15 minutes ago. So we should have hopefully something to proof in the morning, and then we can send it out for print and get it on social media and maybe do a sponsored post on it and just get it out there that the festival's on, it is happening, and to get your tickets now sort of thing.
I'll come to you in a minute. I mean, we have had offers of help from Sarah Lee at Pendle, and Mark Williams said he'd put anything on the Boundary Mill telly thing you know, but we'd have to send him it. He's given us the dimensions, and it has to be in landscape. So we've asked for a poster to be in landscape, and then we're going to get A5 flyers that we can put around the town with the lineup on for a start. You know, we can put them in the pubs or various places that we can put them, but we're a bit behind because of this issue that Sue sent stuff and then it didn't get to us properly, and we can't retrieve some of the stuff, but I think we're getting a banner, are we?
We are also getting a banner designed by the same lady that's doing the poster, which it'll be displayed on the racecourse for the Grand Prix, which obviously there'll be a lot of people coming into the town for that. So hopefully we can have it in a prime spot ready for that event.
I think we're hoping to get more posters with individual bands on them, so that, you know, there can be different ones for different audiences. But as I say, we wondered why we weren't getting anything, and we know now because I don't know what happened, but we didn't get tagged in anything that was. And also we were going to ask the Blues Society. That I know you got this Connie Lush sent a message, and I think she just put Cone Blues and it come to you rather than us to put on our thing. So if you get any more like that, that's an artist in the paid venues, if you can still keep them on yours, but send us a link or a copy. Would that be all right, Nina? I haven't been getting anything, so right. So Nina, you wanted to.
I was going to say, actually, if you fancy doing a bit of like a write-up, I can pop it in the Blues group that we have, because I've got the supporter group. So you could maybe send me the lineup and the posters and everything as well, and I'll make sure it goes in there, because that's like a really targeted group of people. And that was it, really. And we've obviously got the digital screens in the town centre as well. I don't know why, but Nathan, whenever you send me anything, for some reason, it just doesn't seem to upload or work. I don't know what it is. And whenever I save it, it comes up as 0, like the size, 0 kilobytes or megabytes or whatever. So I don't know what's going on. But every time you send me something, I'll always say if it doesn't upload or not, so that you can get it rejigged or whatever. But yeah, I'll put something in the group, definitely, if you want to do me a little write-up.
Because Pendle Leisure have a screen as well, don't they? So we have to get them to put something on there as well.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
There appears to be 3 main sites, social media sites. There's the Facebook page that has, up until yesterday, hadn't been updated since the 29th of April. There's the lineup, Blues lineup, which I believe Pete Barton's responsible for or is populating. And then there's the festival.org.uk Blues Festival website. That has all the artists for the main stage on as profiles. Who does the Facebook page? Can some of those links be put into the Facebook page? Because you've got however many artists there, that's however many, if you did one a day, that's however many days worth of content. At least it's generating, some sort of footfall on the Facebook page.
So at the minute, there's 2 web pages. There's the bluesfestival.co.uk and then there's conblueslineup.com. We're in the process of actually merging them together, so that you'll just have one website where you line up, and then at the bottom you'll have like your camping, all the other stuff people will need to know. We've had a chat with the chap that's doing the Facebook and Twitter social media stuff, and from tomorrow he'll be posting every single day with the artist cards, which have been sent to the artist as well. Because for some reason he wasn't aware that's what he was meant to be doing. But it's all been sorted now, and we'll be getting back on track with regular posting and keeping everything updated to let people know what's going on.
Alice, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just wondering whether we want to put any sticky labels onto the flower towers. They used to sponsor those towers, but as nobody's doing that at the moment, perhaps something can go on those. We've got them at the railway station, the bus station, a couple in town. So I just wondered whether that can be utilised.
Yeah, we'll look at that, Alice. Okay.
Thanks.
Can I just ask, so obviously there's been a few miscommunications and hiccups at Pete's side. Has he said what he's actually going to do now? Or what he's actually going to be able to deliver for you in the timescales that we've got? Because obviously we've, you know, the town council have paid him a service and he's not delivered on said service. And are you going to get reimbursed for what he's not done? Or, oh, right, fair enough. Yeah, because he's not actually done anything. So if he can't do anything, because obviously he's under the impression that we're doing stuff at this, when I say we, I mean collective we, that we're doing stuff at this end. Have you had that conversation about what you actually want him to be responsible for, or are you going to outsource it and do sort of a really concentrated marketing campaign in the lead up to the dates, if that makes sense?
We may actually have to do a bit of both. Pete is going to post for us using our MailChimp, and he said he'd have someone on it. He said he'd even base them at the town hall and just have them sending posts out for us, contacting the bands and getting their stuff out there. So he did say that he will concentrate on doing that now, but he wanted to make sure that we were also doing something. So
I think he thought he was going to be doing the PR, or Sue was, or maybe Sue was going to do the marketing, and this other fella, Dave, is going to do the PR. And of course, Sue can't do it now. And she sent some stuff on to help us, and we didn't pick it up. It either went into who knows where it went, but it didn't come. So he said he would post 2 or 3 times a day, and he would put posters on, and he would put things on. And if he couldn't do it, he said he'd either employ somebody or he could come here and do something. And of course, we do know people that could do it as well, don't we? If we have to pay somebody to do something, if in the next 3 weeks, if it's not going properly, we'll have to do that, I think.
Have you, so is he going to look at like all the radio stuff that you were talking about earlier? Because I'm just conscious that even in this day and age, not everyone's on social media, and I would imagine there might be a following of blues people that aren't on socials.
He's done an interview with Radio Lancashire. He's got a big article in the Lancashire Telegraph coming up, and another one. I don't know if he mentioned another one that he got lined up.
No, all I was thinking were it's like targeting, because I think regional stuff's great, and I think we're all really good at that at local level, because we've all got the contacts between us, like the journalists and Radio Lancashire and all that. I think we're good with that. I was hoping that Pete might pick up the stuff that's a bit more specialist, like the blues stuff that, I mean, I personally don't have any connections in the blues
Mm.
world. But I was thinking maybe the PR side of things, could he not pick that up and contact the really specific specialist blues shows and target, I don't know, this is just an idea off the top of my head, like other blues festivals, and work with them to see if, I mean, in the world of GDPR now, I can't imagine that we can actually share data, which we can't, obviously, but perhaps they could do some sort of shared posts, because obviously there's no date clashes with anything. These are just ideas off the top of my head, but I think the regional local stuff we're good with.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about
Yeah.
the targeted blues stuff.
He did mention, didn't he, this morning, that he knows all the magazines and the sort of specialist stuff. He did say, mentioned lots of them in the rugby, and I'm assuming that, but I will check that he is going to do that. And I mean, of course, with Ali, who did the website, she used to do that, didn't she? Contact the local and get, bits in there. I've contacted somebody who goes on the radio with Keris, whatever she's called, Matthews, Tom Atter, and he said he'd try and give a shout out to our festival as well. So, but I'll check with Pete that he can do he'll do those. And I know he said he was doing something else he'd got going. But it's true, we do need that. But we also need, I think we need to put it out there that we need the local people to support it as well. Because if they don't, they won't be. Or, if I mean, I know they all like to go and see the free stuff, but there's very few actually buy tickets, local people. And, if you've got a very diverse lineup, we should try to encourage people. And it's not expensive. It's worked out at £2 a band. It'll be seen, won't it? £25 on a Friday night, which for 5 bands. And, 50. Oh, it's Alice again, right? Thank you. So maybe we should say it's for everybody. It's for con people, and that it's good value or something. Don't say it's that cheap, but I think we've always shied away from telling con people, look, this is your festival, and I mean, a lot of people are hard up at the moment. This festival's giving backward daily. There's loads of festivals that can't make the figures stack up at the moment. But that's not us, is it? We'll have this festival, whatever. But I don't know whether you have any other ideas that we can, be happy. Alice?
I just wondered about the Cone Talk little booklet, if one's coming out again before August, and whether we could get quite a large spread in that one.
You mean Cone Life?
Cone Life, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Nathan thinks there might be one out in another 6 weeks, maybe, so it'll do just before then.
Yeah.
So we could do that.
With the Facebook stuff as well, this afternoon I've gone through all the blues groups that you can find on Facebook. I think I've got about 170 now that I'm a part of. So the next social media thing that we put out, I'll just share into that group and just keep doing that every time. Now we've got a good list of groups about blues, rock, folk, all that sort of stuff as well.
Right, so the catering deadline was the 7th of June. We actually only got 3 people tendering. So they've all got a pitch. Yeah, so we still need an ice cream van and another catering unit.
So with Colne Blue Society, independent street events are going to be running a market on the Sunday, just to let you know. So obviously with catering, because she has a lot of street food vendors. So on the Sunday, there'll be a lot more food offering. That's all confirmed. It is just the Sunday she's doing those. So the Friday and the Saturday, there'll be no market. I think depending on what the road closures look like, I'm not sure if she wants to put it on Parliament Street car park or on the street. I'm not too sure, because in the past we used to put it down Marketplace, didn't we? Didn't we used to put a market down there? So was that a long time? I know, yeah, a long time ago. I remember going. So depending on what the road closures and stuff look like, we can obviously have Lisa liaise with the Blue Society to find out where the road closures are. But she'll have a lot of street food vendors, just FYI. So Sunday will be good.
With when you say on the street, whereabouts are you thinking?
That's what I was going to speak to you about, because it depends where the road closures are. Because I was thinking like in front of the market on the road there. But if it's not short, then obviously we can't. So it'll be Parliament Street Market car park.
All right, yeah, because the road closure is only in from Bridge Street up to, I think, New Market Street here, isn't it? So that's why I was just double checking.
I mean, Lisa's coming for a site visit in a couple of weeks, so we can discuss it. So now that I know where the road closure is, I mean, it might be a good thing to have it on Parliament Street to make sure there's something going on all up and down town. Because the other idea could be that we put it in the middle, like sort of where Santander is, maybe put it there, because that'll be closed anyway. Is that right? Or is that wrong? Have I got that wrong? That'll be open. Right, so it just needs to go on Parliament Street then, yeah. Yeah.
You will have the fun fair up there though, as well, on the red lighting car park as well. So that'll help. We do have someone that's inquired today about that pitch. There's been 2 people actually.
So I did send you a couple of sheets out. This was obviously as of last Wednesday. We have now, so up to date, we have sold 317 tickets and 53 camping pitches.
317.
Yeah, so we are selling tickets. It's just slow and it's in dribs and drabs, yeah, which is precisely because of the lack of marketing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
From memory, that's probably more than we sold in 2019. Was it 2019? Altogether, 300 and something rings a bell from that. So it's encouraging that they're coming in dribs and drabs without too much behind it. So if we give it a big shove, that may keep the momentum going.
In the past, I only know from 2016 when the leisure services stopped. We sold more tickets in June and July than the rest of the year put together. So if we have a big do now, hopefully we'll we'll get some more. But I know it doesn't look brilliant, but it's a sight better than what had happened in the past. Because I didn't realise that in the past they sold less than 300, but they were giving away more than we sold, more tickets than we sold. And that wasn't agreed with the council. So it's not as bad as, and I mean, we can't, I mean, we're selling a lot of weekend tickets. We're not selling very few day tickets. You know, so people around here or around Lancashire and Yorkshire who might come for the day, we need to really get a push on that.
We have got Father's Day coming up, and I know it's just the next special occasion that I can think of, because I think we've had them all now, haven't we? Easter, all the bank holidays are all gone till August because this is the next one. But it might be worth maybe jumping on that, maybe, you know, buy Dad a present or whatever.
Anything else about tickets? Just that we just have to keep going.
Just that, yeah, we need to do a big concentrated push now on everything, and just get it out there and just keep sending it, just our social media basically.
Yeah, it's all coming down to marketing, PR, and getting this out there. We are finding that there's a lot of people still think it's cancelled. They haven't realised that it's been reinstated and it is going ahead. Yes, oh God, yes.
You know, the articles and stuff that got written last year when it was all like sort of Cancelgate, have we contacted those journalists again, the ones that specifically wrote those articles, to say, because I know it sounds silly, but it's like, you know, maybe we could take a screenshot of those articles and say, you know, like, this is not right, you know, I don't know, it's just something else to think of, just thinking about the cancellation thing, to get that out of people's head that it's not been cancelled. Maybe do we contact those journalists again and say, like, can you help us? I don't know. Jumping on the back of the mess.
I think the problem is well, I call it the Burnley Express because it isn't the Corn Times Nelson Leader anymore. Only have about 2 journalists. The Evening Telegraph seem to rely now for council stuff on somebody who I didn't think was a real person at the beginning, but is from the Local Democracy reporting. So I think that's not its right name, but and I think all we can do is bung a press release to the Burnley Express, Lancashire Telegraph, and whatever the other thing's called, Lancs Live, which may end up going a bit further, because that's part of, if you troll around, there's like I don't know whether there is a Keighley Live, but there are you know, Leeds Live, Liverpool Live. I think the Manchester Evening News is even part of that Reach group, which is what was the Mirror group. So it might be worth asking whoever it is here. Well, I say here, he's probably based in Wolverhampton, but whoever because I'm sure the name at the top of when they share things, I'm sure they are reporters for them. You know, we could maybe ask them to, here's a story, spread it far and wide. Whether they do or not is another. But past experience tells me if you write it for them.
Yeah.
We do actually have a press release going out middle of this week to announce the main sponsor of the festival, which will be sent out to the normal press contact list that we've got. But before I send it out, I'll update it and make sure we've got everyone on there.
Well, that Lancashire Live, I get stuff from them every day. And it's just an online reach, digital reach, isn't it? That's all it is. But if they can get it to Yorkshire Live and the other bits of it, that would be good. Wouldn't it? All right. Volunteer update. Why are you laughing at now?
It's probably laughing because it's another. Basically, we've had 8 people respond to say they want to volunteer. So the next step basically is to do a social media campaign to try and get volunteers for the festival. Obviously, offering the benefits of, they get a free ticket for one of the nights and that kind of thing. And we used to provide food for and just seeing if people actually want to work during the festival. I think you have to be over 18.
I was just going to say, I'd contact like the local unis, so like UCLan at Burnley and UCLan at Preston. I'd even go as far as Manchester, Liverpool, because students will travel for work experience. I know I did. I went to Harrogate for mine when I did my events management degree. I'd contact the event programme and see, or the tourism programme, and say we've got this volunteer opportunity. We'd really like some students to come over, and it's great experience for the CV. It's a legacy event, blah blah blah. I'd maybe go down that route. That's why I was asking age.
How many do we need? How many do you think?
The more the merrier.
Right, okay, yeah. All right, yeah.
Yeah, so if anyone knows anyone that they know that might be interested. Yeah. Are you happy to volunteer again then?
Yes. Just badges and we're doing badges and materials and programs. We do it for so yeah.
Yeah.
For a minute, you said badgers.
There's an obvious question then. How come you hadn't volunteered before? Because you hadn't.
I've got lots of things on. I've seen that on my podcast.
No. I mean, were you aware that they were looking for volunteers?
I didn't. Yes, I haven't even got the minutes or the schedule. I don't think I'm on the list.
No, in May, I don't think he was put his name down for the committee.
Oh, right.
For that, which is why he didn't have a nameplate.
All right.
So
there's a point there.
But I do believe that an email went out to all councillors asking if they would volunteer. Kaylee sent it out. Yeah.
Not replied to it either, but I'm just assuming that someone would have put us down anyway.
So where did you just ask the ones that were on the list that did it 2 years, so 3?
I'm sure the email said something like, you were on the list of volunteers. Let me know if you want to volunteer again. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, Kaylee went through all past documentation from when the council took over the festival and got all contact details for volunteers that had obviously volunteered before, and just approached them to say, would you like to do it again, sort of thing. And she did contact all councillors as well. And then like we say, we only got 8 responses, and I think she sent it out to about 60 people. Kaylee, the clerical officer. It'll be office@colntown.council.org.uk.
MailChimp.
The MailChimp is just people that bought tickets previously. But like Gina says, we'll do a social media post and just say, come and volunteer and that sort of thing.
Given that people have volunteered in the past and you have those details and you're not GDPR'd up to the neck on it, is it worth making a more personal request of those individually rather than a mass email? You know, they've shown more than willing in the past.
So the email was sent out as an individual email to that person. So it, like, I believe they were personalised. Good afternoon, whoever it was, sort of thing. So it wasn't just like a mass email saying your details are on there. It were more personal than that. Yeah.
Could ring them up. It's harder for them to say no if somebody rings them up. I know I sign up to all sorts when people ring me.
But it did come from
No money
office
left.
at Content Count or whatever it said. So that could have made it end up in spam.
Or something. Yeah.
Someone said, "Oh, I'm not interested."
But I think councillors could do that if they were 60. You know, if every councillor takes half a dozen, we'll get through them, won't we? We can give me an hour and we'll just sit there and do them. I don't mind, do we, dear? Don't look at me like that. I've even I got a bit carried away this morning. I said I would personally post a flyer with that line up on in every door in Cone. And then I thought, how many is going to be that? I'd be doing it if I start today. I'd still be doing it in August. Really.
Obviously, the email that went out was just the initial contact. What we would normally do is when we get details of people who want to volunteer, we then send them the slots with the activities on, and so they can tell us which ones they're interested in. And then obviously from there, any spaces that we can't fill, we then go back to the councillors. Oh, this is what we've done previously to try and fill the remaining spots. But obviously there's going to be quite a shortfall this time, so we do need to try and get more volunteers.
Yeah,
I was just
I think
going to
we
say,
should ask all the councillors to you know, see if they can get 2 or 3 people that they know that might volunteer, because you're going to be busy doing all this marketing and all this business, aren't you? You're not going to be having time. I mean, we can get volunteers. It's not a, you know, I don't know.
I was just going to say, actually, if you are going to target students, I'd do it like now, because
Yeah.
they finish soon, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
So
Yeah.
they'll probably be looking for something to do
Yeah.
over summer. So
So that's universities that do a tourism program. Yeah, that type of thing.
yeah, tourism, events, hospitality.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they actually finished last week. I think so, yeah, because a couple of people I went to school with are back home now after finishing the 2nd and 3rd year.
Yeah, I was just going to say it might be worth like seeing if, because they'll still like be in touch with them, won't they? With like, they'll have like their student intranets and emails and stuff.
Yeah, they might still send information out to them, and then it's obviously up to them if they want to take up the offer.
Right. Item 9, update from the Corn Blue Society.
Well, hopefully you've seen on social media that we've released the first wave of venues and artists.
Yeah.
There's another 2 waves coming through. The second wave will be in a few weeks' time, and the third and final release will be in July, once the entire festival is programmed. We have got new venues popping up. I mentioned this to Nathan earlier. We have got new venues coming in pretty much all the time. Obviously, they will be. It will be a first come first serve. We need to get the program in place, and then they will be serviced, for want of a better word, and they will be looked at when we know that we have a solid program to start with. We've said earlier, lack of marketing, that we've been getting reports that people don't think it's on. Obviously, we're trying to rectify that. We're trying to post more on social media as well. I've put a request through to Gina for details of the road closures. Not sure if that's the right contact, but I had your email address.
I forwarded it to see it has gone in, hasn't it? But I'm not sure if it's been approved.
It has gone in, and I do believe it has been approved. It got approved same time as the Grand Prix. But I'll chase it up tomorrow with Julie.
Yeah, if we can get a copy of that, the notice, we'll get that propagated and keep on posting that so that people are aware where they are and what the road closure times are, so they can work around it on a local level. Again, we had somebody contact us asking for that information. We referred them back here and was told that they'd already asked a town quote, I'd already asked a town councillor, but they said they were not having any input into the blues anymore, unquote. I don't know which councillor it was, but this doesn't help with the whole is it on, is it not message that we're trying to put out there. You know, the blues is definitely on. We need to be, you know, clarifying that. And I think that's all I've got to update at the moment. Obviously, the market is an ongoing project.
The social media post that you put out with the first wave, have we got access to that so we can put that on our website?
Yeah.
And then is that, oh, well, once we get it merged and everything, and then we can obviously put that on. And then as you update them, obviously, then we can put the
specific address to send stuff through, or can you just lift it off socials?
I'll just steal it from your socials, it'd be fine. Yeah, so it looked at and thought, pretty good lineup. So just one thing I've got, would it be possible at some point to get a list of all the fringe venues, and obviously once you've programmed it all, the lineup, so we can add it to the program and we can get a map made from the guy that's doing the program. So when people get the program, it shows a map of all the venues, what bands are on in those venues, sort of thing, if that makes sense.
It makes sense. Whether it's achievable is another matter. As I say, it's a moving target at the moment, with new venues coming in. Even the ones that we have, what we have said is that all the venues that have applied at this point will have their lineups by the end of July. Anything that comes in subsequently, we'll just have to deal with on an ad hoc basis. But at that point, is that soon enough for you to map it and what have you?
End of July should be fine. And then if there's any last minute ones, then it'll be off. It would have been already sent to print, but as long as we've got the majority, it should be all right.
So you're not doing a separate fringe program?
Yes.
You are doing one, right, as well, right? Okay.
If it comes
I think Anissa was.
if it comes to A Lads A, there can be a insert that says, you know, added since this went to press R X, Y, and Z with whoever.
Welsh Tea Band. Keep asking if they're going to be. I don't know. Oh.
I was just going to say, any programs, anything like that, itineraries, maps, basically images that you want to share, just make sure you send them to me as well, and I'll put them on the digital screens, because they're both in really key locations, because people will be able to see them on those two screens.
Yeah.
So I'll send you the dimensions and criteria on how big the actual
JPEG.
that's it, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
How big they need to be.
Yeah.
Can I just check, is the totem board at the bottom live yet?
Still not live. It's Electricity North West fault, apparently. The connection's been done, but they've not switched it on.
Who owns the big one outside the swimming?
It's the
thing?
Leisure Trust, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Now, I don't know if they own it or if they've just said to like a media company, yes, you can put your screen there, and then you have to pay for it. I don't know if they manage it or not.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Well, we can get our stuff on there, can't we? I just thought if we can there's the paid events and then there's a fringe, and we need to sort of make sure we all know, we all putting each other's stuff on, so it gets to the as wider audience, don't we? So I'm Nathan. I'm thinking, yeah, Nathan, and who should he? Does he have a contact in your organisation that if he needs to talk to anyone?
Yeah.
You're just down there. Where's this? There's a thing going on, isn't there? Is it that there's something, an event, a beer, or I've seen something on social media in Colne. It's some beer festival thing.
Gunbound Brewery down on Waterside are holding a summer festival.
Oh, right.
It's their brewery, which is opposite the Lord Rodney pub, just on the other side of the river.
I didn't know there was.
We have our own brewery now.
Oh, right. Excellent.
But yeah, it's a commercial private event.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I was going to ask you, have you approached Bees Knees at all?
Already on it.
Right. Anything for a future agenda? Well, we need to keep all these things on the agenda, don't we? Other than maybe not catering, if that's sorted.
It's just popped into my head now, and I should have asked earlier at item 6. I'm so sorry. We were talking about single-use plastic at the last meeting. I don't know, has anything happened with that and the disposable boxes and what have you? Because I know we didn't write it into the tender, but what was the update from that?
I think because you're going to struggle to put anything in place really if you haven't actually put it in the tender. My experience is most catering units use them.
Glasses. The carbon.
We were going to look at getting some as merchandise.
Yeah, I spoke to Nina a couple of days after. I've still got that one on my desk that he brought in. Just to remind me, I still need to look at it because there's different options, whether to get the plain ones and get stickers or get them printed on. But with the stuff for the catering, if we were to turn around to them now and say, look, you can have the pitch on the basis that you do it in like this, they will just tell us to no chance, yeah. Because there is quite a big price difference, and with the price going up already, they probably will tell us that there's no way they'll do it, unfortunately.
It's obviously something that can be put in for future festivals if it's in there initially.
Alice?
Yeah, we were also going to talk about cleansing and making sure that we had enough recycling receptacles. There are quite a number of hotspots around the town that I'd like to see more recycling capacity for. So perhaps that can go onto the agenda.
Yes, Alice. And are you looking at those like you had last time with the
yeah, I'd like to get some clear plastic bags and things like that. So perhaps speak to Gina about that. And yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll put it on the next agenda.
I know we did inquire about getting extra bins, didn't we?
With DJ, I've spoke to the waste team at Pendle. They will provide us with extra bins and they'll allocate them down the high street. They're also willing to do more, like they'll clean the street more frequently throughout the day instead of leaving it till the evening as well.
That's brilliant.
Alice, can you send me details of what you, from your experience, have been the hotspots?
Yeah, will do. Will do.
And then obviously can make sure that there is something in those areas.
Yeah.
Anything else? No?
Street entertainment, we are still on with looking at different things we can put on, something new. I had a couple of recommendations like Still Walking Blues Brothers, which that one problem. We can get the bouncy ones again.
Blues Brothers doubled up as bouncy ones, I seem to remember.
Well, we can get bouncy Blues Brothers, Stilt Walkers, and we've also got quite a few balloons downstairs that have got the council crest on. We can also potentially look at getting some with the Blues logo on to hand out to the children, that sort of thing, because strangely enough, children buzz off balloons. We always seem to get rid of them within minutes.
Anything else? Oh, buskers, is that your department? Or is it our department?
I'm also looking at buskers for High Street. I've got about 3 or 4 confirmed already. We won't have as many as 2019, and they'll be allocated. So when you're walking down, you're not hearing 2 buskers at the same time. So that's something else that we're on with, as long as our very large list. Yeah, like I say, we're hoping to have a first draft tomorrow morning, and then as soon as it's been approved by the office, we can get it sent out for print and get it on the social media, get it as a sponsored post, and get it out there and make sure people are aware it is going ahead.
Can you send it to, you got that from Mike Williams?
Yeah, I've already sent that over, so we can get the right dimensions and get it on straight away.
I need it in portrait.
Thank you. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, we'll just get on with it. And if we need any help or we get into, you know, if things aren't going right, we'll have to convene a meeting and try and sort it out from there. Okay, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we should be okay. And it's, what's the PR people, what they called? Tenacity PR, it's called. And they're looking after all the artist stuff and getting stuff from them, videos and everything, and posting it around. I mean, Facebook's the main one, isn't it? You know, we've got Twitter and Instagram. I mean, all of them really, isn't it? Yeah. Right, well, are we all right for that date then? The 11th of July, it's a Monday. All right, so 6:30 again, best time. Right. Thank you. And thank you for attending. Thank you.
Thank you.